Well, hello everybody, welcome to our summoner tier list, including Final Fantasy 16. The last one might shock you. Ooh, did I go there? I went there. Alright. So in FF1 and FF2, we do not have summoners, do we? No, summoners actually started in Final Fantasy 3. And FF3 had two different kinds of summoner. We had the evoker and the summoner. Those are not the same. Evoker can use about so they can both share the same spell list. However, an evoker summoning Odin will only do status effect, if I remember correctly. A summoner summoning Odin will actually do damage, so they're kind of different. Your evoker will have like a little bit more utility. So I think Bahamut, an evoker summoning Bahamut, it's a AoE haste. A summoner will do Mega Flare or the AoE haste. I would definitely put them kind of equal to each other, just because they're kind of like the same, but not, right? It really depends on situations. End game, don't bring an evoker. Why would you do that? Bring a summoner so you have a chance to do a lot of damage. I will put them in B tier though, because they are the first summoners. That was introduced in Final Fantasy. I lost my train of thought. Could you consider evokers as blue mage? No, because they are summoning. So would you say that a summoner is a blue mage because they're channeling spells from them? Evokers will still summon the summon. The summon will do different things, if that makes sense. So they're not, yeah, they're still summoning. They're still evoking. Yeah, they still summon if you have animations on. Clive is kind of evoker. He doesn't summon the summons though. He channels them like a blue mage, I think. Although Clive was really hard to place because he's also kind of a rain mage, but he's also kind of a warrior. It was tough. It was tough. So I would put evokers and summoner on B tier because they're the base summoner, the very first summoner. I think summoner is better than evoker though. I think just because they have the power to Mega Flare, they have the power to Zansutsuken. I forget. Is Odin as a evoker in AoE protect? I forget. I'm gonna Google it. 1 sec. FF3 evoker or conjurer, I guess. Which is funny because conjurer is a white magic person in okay. Special ability summon white or black. Yeah, that's exactly it. So they can use, well, that's not FF3, that's FF5 internet. That doesn't help. Yeah, both jobs lets you conjure up magical beings, so what's the difference? Well, evokers only summon first and second tier magic, while summoners summon only third tier. So they're basically a level up. Evokers are complete crap. They are really not good. By the time you get evoker, Black Mage will still do more damage. So actually, I'm gonna change that and put them in C tier just because they're good, but they're not that good. Summoner, amazing. In Final Fantasy IV, well, we kind of know where this is going already. Rydia's S tier. She's an S tier Black Mage. She's an S tier summoner. She saves your ass from game overing. Amazing character growth. Just an amazing character. Rydia is one of the top characters in FF4, in my opinion. And I feel like I must put her in S tier, because I must. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure that I've utilized summoners properly in Final Fantasy V. How Rydia connects to smiley face. That's Rydia's head right here. But thou must. Final Fantasy V summoners are great. I always use them, but I never bring them endgame, so I don't actually know how summoners performs endgame. They have a little bit of healing, they have a little bit of, well, actually a lot of damage healing. I don't know where I would put them. So B tier is my mid tier because that's all I got. I don't think I've actually used Summoner enough to have a full opinion. They can be clutch. Actually, yeah, they can be clutch for healing and stuff. They have utility, which is good. I think I'm still gonna put them top of B tier. I feel like that's a good one for them. They have the ability to have equip rod for any job class. Oh, I guess then they can break the rods, can they? So they could be good. Why would you want a knight? So if you have equip rod, can you break rods? You can, right? So you could use that for strats, but why would you? Who knows? Final Fantasy VI doesn't really have a dedicated summoners. They're all summoners. Final Fantasy VII doesn't have a dedicated summoners because they can all summon. Final Fantasy VIII does not have a dedicated summoner because they're all summoners. And then FF9 gave us 2. You'd put FF5 summoner in A tier. Most broken class in turn, but having the ability for carbuncle for roof. Oh yeah, Golem. You know what? Instantly here for Golem. I've used Golem a lot. I totally forgot. That's right. They're very, very strong. I use Golem more than I would have used Carbuncle ever. But you're right. Golem is... I use Golem in Final Fantasy Tactics a lot too. But let's go back to FF9. Sammy, congratulations. You're a samurai. So we talked about this earlier. They're both very, very strong summoner. If we're looking at just the summoner powers, Garnet is better than Aiko. If you're thinking about utility versus damage, Garnet is stronger than Aiko. If you're looking for personality, let's just drop her. No, I'm kidding. I think Garnet is A tier. She's the only summoner in all of the Final Fantasy worlds, okay? All of the whole franchise to have Arc as a summon. She's incredibly strong. She starts with all of her summon. That's her whole thing. And they get extracted from her, right? And so she has to relearn them. And I thought that was a great storyline for her. You hated how other treated her? Same. Except Beatrix. She's the best summoner in FF9. She's bad in... for story reason, at some point, she can't summon anymore. And she can't really cast anymore. And it's really unfortunate. But it shows solid character growth for Garnet. Love her as a character. Once again, like I was saying earlier in the White Mage tier list, I love the character growth. Garnet as such a soft spot in my heart. I think she's A tier. Aiko has the utility summons. Like I said earlier, you know, equipping a Topaz and summoning Carbuncle will give you something different than equipping your Emerald and summoning Carbuncle, which I think is really cool. And for that reason, I think we'll drop her in C because she is a utility summoner. But I hate her character.
I got an ad when I made a funny joke. So gotta get rid of that ad so I can hear the reaction. Alalahihi.
So C final answer. Kanjin, thank you very much for the 29 month of Prime Gaming. Thank you for that continued support. That means a lot. Thank you. Sorry for your ad. Kanjin is S tier, but Burger didn't put you there. Sorry. But yeah, so Aiko, C tier, final answer. If I liked her character more, I think I'd drop her at the top of B, but I just don't like her personality. Like, she's 6 years old and she's trying to get in with Zidane, and I'm like, you're disgusting. Stop. Oh my god. That's Yuffie's theme, it's so fitting. So yeah, she's just not my favorite. Her trance is very strong, but again, she's a white mage in my opinion, so yeah. I just couldn't sit through a minute and a half when I made a funny joke. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. She's trying to be mature. Like, I understand her storyline, and I understand that she's lonely, and then she just wants to make friends, and she wants to show that she's mature, but like, you're 6 or 9 or whatever, I don't remember. Like, calm down. Zidane is also disgusting. He is questionable for sure. In Final Fantasy X Summoner, hello? Hello? Hey, Rydia, get out. Okay. Hi. We got Yojimbo. We got Anima. We got Magus Sisters. Yuna is the absolute best summoner of all the Final Fantasies for so many reasons. Rydia's mood improved. Oh my god. I don't like your plan. It sucks. Yuna is a gunner. First time to control. Final Fantasy X nailed the summoning system. The fact that you could take over your summon and then control them and give them orders so that, you know, like, it was so good. Yuna being the only grand summoner to survive. She saved the world twice. Like, Yuna's such a good character. Yeah. Did you know Final Fantasy XI had Magus Sister too? But not as a summon, but as a Sin Hunter. Well, did you know that Final Fantasy IV had Magus Sisters as well, but they were a boss? Yuna's a top summoner. If we were to pit all of these summoners against each other, Yuna kills all of them very quickly. So quickly. And so, although can she, when the Aeons are not there anymore? Who knows? Did you know FF6 had Magus brothers? Yes. Yojimbo, yeah, Yojimbo will be like, I will take $1 million and I'll Zanmato everything. Yeah. For the right price, that's exactly it. I would have put Alphino there, but he's a terrible summoner who abandoned Carbuncle. I know. I'm still waiting for a quest where we find that Carbuncle, and I feel like our summoner should have Obsidian Carbuncle now, but that's just my opinion. So, Final Fantasy XI, I'm sure there's summoners, but we're not going there. Final Fantasy XII, they can all be summoners if they really want to. Final Fantasy XIII, they're also all summoners. Only one summon per person, but it counts. Final Fantasy 15, Noctis is like, he doesn't really get to pick when he summons, so I was like, no, he's not a summoner. Summoners have to be able to pick when they summon. Noctis does not. He's almost dead and he's hoping that these godlike beings will save him, and then we game over instead. So he is not a summoner. But Final Fantasy 16, this one's interesting because we kind of debated on that one a little bit. Benedicta is one of the few of the dominants to actually summon things. Oh, I'm gonna put her here. Are they summoners in 13, or they just call upon their Autobots? They just have a summon car button. But that's why they're not on here. So let's go to Final Fantasy 16 Benedicta. She is the only character that summons ads, really. And she doesn't need to be there. You know, like she summons one of her like Garuda sister, and then she leaves, right? And it's kind of cool. But we didn't know where to place her. She's not really a red mage. She's not really anything else. But she is the only one that summons a bunch of monsters on a full map. And then even when she's not alive anymore, those are still there. So they kind of just stay, which is kind of cool. So we didn't know where to put Benedicta, but it makes sense because she is the Garuda, and then she has her, I forget the names. Charada and the other one. She summons more Garudas, and I think that's really cool. Odin summons a whole bunch of things too. Yeah, but they disappeared when things happened. We debated putting a Barnabas on there. However, we put him somewhere else, and I can't even remember where. Final Fantasy Tactics Summoners. Yeah. We'll put them right here. Why would we put the summoners here? For the same reason we put the summoners here. Golem? Oh, yeah, he's Dark Knight. That's right. That's where we put him. Makes sense. So, Final Fantasy Tactics has Final Fantasy Tactics summoners have Golem. Very useful. They also have, and if you've seen any of my randomizers, they have Lich. Lich can do 999 damage in randomizers sometimes. And they are the reasons why we beat one of the seed. So Summoner to me in Final Fantasy Tactics, incredibly, incredibly powerful. When it comes to Tactics Advanced 2, no fucking idea. I've never used them in Tactics Advanced 2. Can anybody speaks about TA's summoners? Because I don't remember using them that much or enough to be able to place them anywhere. One big problem, of course, is that low speed. Low speed, depending on the seed, yeah. Although you could do no charge with your summoner and have instacast, which is what we ended up doing on one of the seeds that we couldn't beat. You never played, I knew it. Conjit is S tier summoner. His picture is not in here, but I would like to mention. But did we miss any other summoners? So FF1, FF2 didn't have them. We have the Evoker Summoner, that's good. FF4 was Rydia. FF5 was Summoners. FF6, they're all. FF7, all. FF8, all. FF9, there's 2. FF10, there's 1. There's no 10-2. 11, we don't talk about. 12, they're all. We talked about Tactics. 13, they're all. 15 is there's none. 16 is mainly Benedicta. Type 0, well, I guess Type 0 they can all summon. So I guess that is it for Summoner. Do we agree? Do we disagree? What do you all think? I'm looking at this. I think this is where I would put them all. Like, I feel like I wouldn't make any changes. Yuna is, to me, the best summoner. My favorite anyway. If I refresh, do we lose everything? No. Yeah? Ninjas summon frogs. Yeah, but ninjas are